Okay. I think I got everything fixed now. One will hope. One will hope that I got everything fixed. So, I had talked about last time. Um, I don't know if that's too loud, the desktop sound. It says that you guys. It says it's not playing here, but it's supposed to be playing. So, let me know if it's not playing. Okay? I'm going to turn it down though a little bit. It's it's mostly for me, so I can kind of hear something when I'm doing the Legos. All right. So last time I streamed, we did Lego stuff, uh, comic books and Lego stuff. I told you that I had Origin, which is the famous story that finally gave you the backstory for Wolverine. And then I also had Old Man Logan. So I'm going to talk about these two. I didn't know anything about this one when it came out. I had by then quit collecting comic books. And a teacher of mine that I worked with told me that, hey, did you know there's an Origin comic book for Wolverine's, the start of Wolverine? And I was like, no. And so then I went out and I bought the comic books, but I got them used, so I had bits and pieces. When I left my position there, because I was laid off, the teacher gave me this as a goodbye, thank you book. And I was really touched by that. But the teacher and I got along really well, and I really enjoyed being in their class. So, that being said, I'm going to give you some history from me about Wolverine. So when I first was introduced to Wolverine, it was in Marvel Team Up. I was reading Spider-Man. I was getting a little tired about Spider-Man, and I wanted to kind of find something else that I was more interested in at the time. I was 16 years old. My life had changed quite a bit. My parents were in the process of getting a divorce. My mother and I were not getting along very well because, I was a teenager. But also because I had what is called a psychotic break. So at some point in time, between the ages of 14 and 16, my sense of self changed. For lots of various reasons. Also, when I was 16, my closest uncle, who was only 7 years older than me, died in a very horrific accident. And it kind of shook the core of my extended family. So 6 months after that, my mother told my father he had to move out. And then my mother, within, I think it was very close, but in my brain it seemed like a close period of time, but wasn't really. It might not have been a close period of time. My sense of time is really wonky, and also my sense of memories. My memories are based on visual things, so like a picture of a telephone was what I remember of the conversation, because my mother would get these phone calls from people, and I'd say, who is it? And she'd say, Santa Claus. And so for a long time, it was Santa Claus was having an affair with my mother. I know, I was 16. I knew it wasn't Santa Claus, but that's what my mother said it was. And, why would my mother lie to me? I'm pretty sure she thought it was funny. Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to think that, but anyhow, so my sense of self changed, and the connection I had with Spider-Man as a superhero was fading because it didn't really offer me anything that I wanted to read about. First of all, I was a young female, and then second of all, he just didn't seem like a hero that would be able to help me in any aspect of what was going on in my life. Hey, Feely Boy, we're talking about my history in comparison to comic books. So, can you hear me, Feely Boy? Because I did the whole thing and checked it and everything, and my snowball says it's working, so I did all kinds of stuff. Okay, thank you. Because it wasn't working earlier, and it said it was working, and I couldn't figure out why it was or not. Anyway, so I was in comics and comic. They spelt it weird, but it was a comic book store that was in downtown Sacramento. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been back there a very long time, but I don't even know if that company still exists. So there you go. I mean, I could look it up. Let's see if it's still there. Thanks, Feely Boy, for letting me know. Let's see. Okay, so we have Big Brother comic books. We have World's Best comic books and collectibles, and impound comic books. So I'm going to guess that this comic book, A1 Comics. So I knew the guy that started A1 Comic Books. I used to get comic books from him a lot. So that's been there for a very long time. Adventures in Comics and Games. So I do not see comics and comics there anymore. A1 Comics. Yep, I used to get that from A1 Comics. They say they're in Folsom, but they're not in Folsom. They're actually they have two. Interesting. I wonder how long if they can tell you how long they've been there. But anyway, so I used to. Oh, there's another one too, right there. There's one there. They got like 3 stores. Well, that's good. He was a really nice guy. The other one was in K Street, and I'm feeling like it is not there anymore, which is too bad, as it was one of my favorite. That's too far. Anyway, so I would go in there, and we would have huge discussions about comic books. And I was standing there looking through to pick up comic books, and I seen Marvel Team Up, which has Spider-Man in it. I collected that. And on the front cover, though, it had this other character who was very, when you read the comic book, it's a very I don't know. He was very angry person, Wolverine was. And I guess that's what reflected with me, because I was a very angry young girl. I was angry for lots of reasons, not just, like I said, the family things, but also as I was getting older, and people would make comments like, well, girls don't read comic books, girls don't do this, girls don't. And I had heard a lot of that in my life. My mother was always telling me the things I should not be doing because I was female. And that I needed to, embrace my femininity and what I was going to do in life. And that just didn't work for me. Okay, so the volume that it was, Marvel Comics Team Up with Spider-Man, was Volume 1, 117. Appearing in Sense and Senses is what it was. Wolverine teams up with Spider-Man, and where they find themselves trapped in a mobile castle and must collaborate to escape and thwart the villain's plan. They also appear together in the Ultimate Spider-Man series, which I know, but the one I was thinking of is that. And they didn't get along very well. And they had other comic books after that, but that was the one that I remember the most. There's one where in another Spider-Man, they show up in Germany. He shows up in Germany, and there's this whole other thing that goes on with Wolverine. Is there's the Ultimate Marvel team up. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. They meet when Wolverine is pursued by Weapon X and Peter is accused of murder. I think that's the one. Let's read that. It says, James Howlett is waiting in a New York subway stop, listening to anti-mutant discussions from a couple next to him. He senses Victor Creed and the agents of Weapon X who try to bring Howlett back to the program. Howlett stashes Creed and gets on a train, Creed running in pursuit. Peter Parker breaks up the jewelry robbery as Spider-Man and is accused of being a mutant. No, that's not the one. There's one where they go to Germany and Spider-Man is accused of murdering somebody. But anyway, so Spider-Man doesn't like Wolverine, and he thinks of him not because he's a mutant, but he thinks he's a bad guy. And so there's this whole other thing. And Wolverine doesn't really like Spider-Man because he sees Spider-Man as like this kid who doesn't know what he's doing. So I thought that was a really kind of cool comic book. And I transitioned within a couple of months from collecting a lot of Spider-Man comic books to starting to collect X-Men comic books because of Wolverine. I ended up enjoying the X-Men by themselves, so that worked out really well as well. So, but Wolverine is one of the few characters that I absolutely adore. And I have another book that I want to share with you guys. I just have to find it. I couldn't find it today. So I thought we'd go with this one first, and then I will pull that one out, which is a little older than both of these, I think. It might not be as old as this one, but it's definitely as old as that one. So Origin talks about Wolverine, of course, but it says, what do you think of the idea of a limited series telling Wolverine's origin? 2 words immediately popped in my head. Bad idea. That was how my first lunch with Joe Quesada began in September of 2000. I also thought it was a bad idea. I'm going to tell you that right off the top. The moment you make an origin story of someone, it's a little hard to change it. And Wolverine was a well-loved character. So trying to change that origin story, which he had this very mysterious background. Like, there's a whole series of Marvel Comic Presents in which they explore when he is with Weapon X. Then they change some of that, and it kind of is like very weird. But the idea of giving him a permanent storyline that didn't quite, I didn't feel like the gaps between Origin and when Wolverine becomes more prominent in the comic book was I guess it would be Wolverine and Hulk. So because Wolverine and Hulk, the first one, came out before the Wolverine and Spider-Man story. I have Wolverine and Hulk, and there is a there was an anime made a couple of years ago, probably about 5, if not 10 years ago, of Wolverine and Hulk. I want to see how long ago that was, because I hate to tell you it was 10 to 5 years ago, and then you'd be like, yeah, it wasn't that. So okay, there it is. So that was a 2009 film. You could probably catch it somewhere playing. I have it. Oh, it says on Prime Video. So you could go on Prime Video and get Wolverine versus Hulk, if it's the one I think it is. It's the one that they showed. Not that one. It's an anime, so... This one right here. Hulk versus Wolverine. Is that the one? You're gonna hear a bit of it. Yes, so it's on YouTube. You can see bits of it on YouTube, pieces and parts of it. I will share it in the Discord. They had came out with a bunch of series of it was Hulk versus Thor and Hulk versus Wolverine. I can't remember the other one though. So oh wait, I'm still in here. So disconnect that. Sure, that one's fine. I didn't know I was still connected to the app thing. Sorry. Where do I want to put that? Hobbies. No, we'll put it right here. Okay, so I shared that if you guys want to take a look of it. It's not a very long anime, really, but it is kind of a interesting one. And the story and the comic book that goes with it is really great. So anyway, so I'm gonna go into. So Origins came out as a series of comic books. It doesn't say here which ones they collected for this, but it's like 1 through 8, I think, or 1 through 6. I'm not positive about that, but yeah. So and the art's really nice and everything, and so they spent the past 4 years of his life working to bring X-Men to the life on the big screen, and Wolverine was a big part of me. X-Men was the movie I wanted to make since I was 12 years old, and I assumed the role as the protector of the mythology on the film. But now it wasn't the studio system that was going to screw Logan up, but Marvel itself. Nightmare versions of Spider-Man clone saga danced through my head. So he didn't want to do it to begin with. But then as they continued to debate about it, and talk about it, and then after it came out and he looked at it, he was all like, it says, at the moment of my fanboy trepidation turned into excitement. Now I wanted to read it. Over 18 months have passed since that lunch, and I've been patiently waiting for all the issues to come out so I could read Origin at one sitting. I resisted the urge to read it every time a new issue came out, although I broke down and peeked at the artwork and was blown away by the lushness and the sweep of the visuals, which owed more to Mark Twain than spandex four-color heroes. But I was going to wait. 2 days ago, I got a call saying that Bill Jeans and Joe Quesada wanted to know if I would write the foreword to the Origin hardcover. Needless to say, I feigned indifference and immediately asked if I could get copies of all issues published and unpublished sent to me overnight. Of course, FedEx was a day late. Well, having just finished reading Origin, I think back on Joe's original question. What do you think of the idea of a limited series telling Wolverine's origin? And now what pops into my head is, damn, I wish I had thought of that. So, I mean, he liked it after you read it. The artwork is spectacular. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. If you want to read a comic book that has really great artwork, this is one of them. Okay? It is done on the graphic novel magazine style. Okay? And you come into the story meeting this young girl right here. Then you meet this person right here, who is technically suggested to be, well, more than suggested, Wolverine's father. That's Mr. Howlett. But, that's not Mr. Howlett. But the Howletts own this massive estate over here. This is the building of the Howlett estate. And they say it was built on a foundation of tears. So she is hired to become if I remember right, like a tutor or something, a companion to young James. Alright? But you meet not just young James, but you also meet this young man right here. who is called Dog. And it's made some suggestions that Dog is Creed. And that's why he calls Wolverine's brother. But I don't know if that's ever been for sure said. So let's see. Okay, in Marvel comic books, Victor Creed Sabretooth is not Wolverine's brother. This is a plot point specific in the 2009 film X-Men Origins Wolverine. In the main comic universe, Earth 616, their relationship is one long-standing and intense rivalry. Okay, so Creed is not Dog, right? It says, so that's the thing is. It says, in the Marvel comic book story, the character referred to Dog is not Victor Creed, the supervillain Sabretooth. Dog Logan is Wolverine's childhood tormentor and half-brother, but in the comics they are separate characters. Background, and it doesn't never say who Dog is, because Dog will appear as an adult. Dogs continue to appear in later comics and even served as a teacher in the Hellfire Academy for a time. Now that's after this book was written. When he finally encountered the real Sabretooth, the villain dismissively referred to him as Wolverine's brother that no one had ever heard or cared about. But when you read it, it's very suggestive of that. And then says, the misunderstanding that Dog and Sabretooth are the same person is primarily due to the 2009 film X-Men Origins Wolverine. In that movie, the adult Sabretooth is portrayed as Wolverine's half-brother, Victor Creed. A loading scene captioned in the video game adaptation further reinforces the idea, stating that Victor Creed's boyhood name was Dog. And there's another issue where they kind of suggest that too, because there's a point where Professor X brings on, like I talked about in the X-Men book we looked at last week, he takes on Victor Creed to go through his brain, and there's a whole bunch of pictures of Victor Creed being shoved down into a cellar, being called a dog, and being chained. But they continuously went back and kept saying these two characters are not the same. So, even though there was a lot of subtleness that there was, but in the comic books that was not the case. So just so we all know that, right? Anyway, so let's get back here. So you have this whole point where Rose, over here, is being introduced to James. This is James's father. I think he's also either James or John. I'm not sure. He's John. So this is John Howlett, because he had an older brother who was also called that. So here's a picture of James as a child, and then there's Dog again, and then it shows them playing, and kind of they have a weird relationship, but they kind of also get along to a degree. And then we meet, I never see Mistress Elizabeth. No one does except Mrs. Hopkins, our housekeeper. It's very sad. James misses his mother terribly. So there's his mother. Then there's Master John. Seems awfully nice, but so busy attending to matters of the state, he acts very kindly towards me. And then there's Grandpa. So here's Grandpa. Grandpa is not a very nice person in the comic book. As for old man, I think he's a cruel old bastard, always griping and complaining. He visits from the east every week. I'm sure Master John would sooner he stayed in the city. Yeah. So. And then this first part, you learn more. So you learn about Dog over here. It says, I'm certain, and all of this is from Rose. Rose is writing a diary, and we're reading the things that Rose is reading. And it says, there's one other child who comes by the house to work, the Logan boy, I'm sure. I don't even know if he has a first name. Everyone calls him Dog. He's a gaggle of scraps and bruises, that one. I'm certain the boy secretly admires me. I catch him peeking up towards my window often, but of course he does his level best to pretend it's by accident. His father, Master Logan, drinks at all hours a day and curses everyone he sees. I fancy he beats his son as often as he looks at him. That boy is going to cause me trouble, I'm sure of it. But then it shows the three of them hanging out together. So there's James, there's Dog, and then there's Rose. And how much they all hang out together. And then it says that she talks about how James is not very healthy. And that's kind of the problem. That's why they had her come. But like they said, the art is just fabulous in the story. But I think that some of the things that they put in the story didn't need to be there. Like, I don't think Dog should have been there unless they actually were going to use him as, later on, a brother, that they both share the same type of mutant thing, because that's what they talk about on his older brother. So the older brother, you find out, died, and he died on the onset of when his mutant powers kicked in, and he killed... he hurt his mother and also hurt himself. So if all the children, all three children, were from Logan, the man Logan, then it makes sense. But if that was the case, then yes, then Dog should continue through, and it would have been better to make him Victor Creed at that point. But for whatever reason, they decided not to. Maybe because they didn't make them look like each other. That'd have been, a great thing. And then it shows how Dog saved James, But then we get here, right, and it says, Master John, I swear to heaven, I don't know. He was at the pond. I only turned my eyes for a minute. Oh, sir, if only I had seen him run off. Hush, Rose, don't concern yourself so. You're getting wetter than these two scallywags. Don't worry about any ramifications, Logan. Let's just be revealed everyone's intact, shall we? Boys will be boys, after all. Here, child, dry yourself off. What? You're letting him go without punishment? In my day, that boy would have been flogged, as would his father in my day. This isn't your day, Papa. Thomas, I want you to take your boy home and take care of him, you understood? Oh, I will, sir. So, we see that's a very interesting thing, because then we see where he punishes him for saving the boy. It says, let it be a lesson to you, boy. If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. Our kind and their kind don't mix. But it's kind of odd hearing that come from him, because these two, Mistress Elizabeth and him, have a relationship. So... so that's the weirdness of it. But the story's written well, so that you want to know what's going on between all these people. Like, why is it that, why is it that this child had to be part of the story anyway? It never made much sense to me, but it fits well, so here they are at Christmas time, and then it is always weird, because John was always talking to Rose, but like in strange ways to me. Here's, hello, Rose, why so glum? Oh, sir, I'm awfully sorry. It's just, I miss Ma and Dad so much. Ma always made me a pretty new dress at Christmas. Yes, well, that's a shame. Now I really must get back to the party. I mean, why ask the kid in the first place if you didn't freaking care? Right? But then he says, well, and then it shows him, though, opening up this thing and going, well, look what we have here. Does this belong to you, young lady? Here, a rose for a rose. And then, oh, Master John, I don't know what to say. Hush, child, and thank Mrs. Hobson. She's the one who told me about your Christmas dress. But then I don't know. He's like weirdly friendly and then weirdly not. But that just might be me. Then we have down here, again, this interaction between John and his father, who plays a very important part in the stories. So, and then this scene of Christmas is the scene that has this big, profound effect. Everybody being very sad on Christmas and stuff. And then we jump in time. So there's a jump in time now. Everybody's a little older, except for James, who doesn't look as old as he should. Again, beautiful artwork. This would be issue 2. And then we meet Miss Elizabeth, and we see that she has claw scars like Wolverine scars, right? And then she's very, very upset that, she's been seen. So, and then we have Dog again, now trying to be more, trying to get Rose to be more acceptant of him, because they're more on the same social class. And then there's James has showed up, and he's not very strong. He's kind of weak. What comic is this? This is Origin, because, well, this is a graphic novel. This is the collection of all the Origin Limited series. I think there were 6 comic books in them. I'm not positive. Could have been 8. And here's where the first son is buried. This is John Howlett. And again, you have where James has now went and told Logan. It's not Wolverine Logan. This is his father, which we're going to find out soon. But this is the groundskeeper for the Howlett estate, right? And then you see where Dog is facing off James, and he's telling him that he shouldn't have said anything. And he says, "It wasn't my fault. You were hurting Rose. She's mine. I know your game. You're trying to take her from me." And then they get in a fight, and James is yelling, "Help me, help me!" And then his puppy shows up to help him, and then Dog kills the puppy. So it says, "You stole from me, little Master James, even though you got everything in the world, and well, now you don't anymore." So Dog has become. He started out not a really great character, but now he's become this very angry person who keeps pushing the button to the next spot. And it says, here it says, "Don't say I didn't warn you, Logan. I gave you every chance to discipline the boy. Had you been a suitable parent, this wouldn't have happened." And then it says, "The son's besides himself with grief as a result of your boy's actions," because of the puppy dog, see? And then it says, "Don't you talk to me like that, Howlett. I seen the way you act around us. You think you're better than us. You can't do this to me or I'll have you hide." But you remember Logan's a drinker, right? But as we go through the story, we start to realize why he's such an asshole. I mean, he's probably an asshole beforehand, but now he's even more an asshole. So now they've thrown him out. He's not on the grounds anymore. And Dog is now suffering from his dad being angry. And then he says, "I never meant it, Pop. I swear it was all his fault. Please, Pop, don't kill me. I swear I was just doing what you said." "I know, boy. It wasn't your fault. It was Soft John and that soft fool boy of his is what done this to us." So he decides that, because he's a drunk, a violent drunk. I shared the new Wolverine game trailer in news. Because, well, if y'all want to go see that, as well, it's correct. So we have here where she's, doing chores, and then looks up and sees that Logan and Dog have showed up with guns. So now we've got this whole other event going on. And she's like, I'm not helping you. And then it says, you gotta believe me, Rose, this is serious. I can't help you now. We're already too far gone. Turn back now. Shut up, boy. She'll do what's right if she knows what's good for her. And so, she says, what happened to you, Doc? Why'd you turn out to be this way? And then the father's telling her, one more word and you're a dead Irish rose. Now move. And so now here we're back with Elizabeth, who's singing. And then you see her show up. You see Logan, the older man, Logan, show up and said, not a sound, Elizabeth. It's me, Thomas, understand? Thomas Logan, that was his name. We're getting out of here and I'm taking you with me tonight. Where's the money? I couldn't help it, madam. He made me do it. Thomas, are you utterly mad? Coming here like this? Let the girl go. No, she's coming with us. Elizabeth, what's going on here? So then James shows up. John shows up. John Howlett. And we have, by God, Logan, is that you? What the devil do you think you're doing, you bloody fool? And then he hits him with the gun, right? And now we're moving to those steps that you can't ever get away from. You make the choices and then those choices. And the choice is that James Howlett witnesses John Howlett, his father, who he calls Papa, is being shot by the man who is actually his sperm donor. Papa, no! And then Papa, it's me, James. Oh, Papa! And Elizabeth is like totally like, and he's yelling at the dog, make her shut up, right? Make her shut up, and the boy too. Someone shut that idiot up. I swear, Rose, I ain't never been more serious in my life. I can't think straight. I said, shut up, James. James, look out! And Rose pushes the gun, right? And then James is very upset that Thomas Logan has killed his father, so he's going to hit him. And then Mother is upset too. As James, no, Thomas, don't hurt him. He's my son, please. And so there's a huge thing that goes on. And in that process, it's realized that when he was hitting him with claws. So now he has claws. And Rose is like, what? And then, Thomas Logan was really upset. But then he's like, oh my God, what had happened to me? Now, this is number 3. The thing that I find interesting here is that, okay, so you had Thomas Logan, who James Logan ends up looking like later in life, right? So this is James, and James will end up looking like him, right? But he's not a mutant, but he is. And his brother was a mutant. So I'm thinking that the mutant powers, if that's how they're going to suggest it, that you inherit things, came from his mother, and his looks came from his father, and the catalyst for him to get his claws to pop was the death of the person he thought was his father. All right. So then we have part 3 was the beast within, and this is where he realizes that there's something different about him. And also that Elizabeth is not very happy about this whole aspect. And it says this, it was an awful revealing noise, not a scream, but the birth cry of a new creature that surely had no place on God's earth. Now, these little pieces of paper right here that we see, that's Rose telling the story. She's writing it up. So now we have Elizabeth completely freaked out. That's his mom. Right? And we have Dog, and then we have Rose, and then we have James, who's freaking out because his hands got claws on him. And then Elizabeth is like, oh, James, please, not you. Mama, I can't feel my hands. Rose, what happened to my hands? James, oh, Lord, have mercy. What are you? And then Elizabeth going, not again, not you, James. Mama, why are these people here? Where's Papa? And then Elizabeth slaps poor James, you know, and he's trying to get her interest and telling he's loving, and then she's screaming at him that he's not her son, that he's a monster, he's an animal, right? And he's utterly confused, and she's telling him that he has to leave because he's an abomination. And then Rose is yelling, James, come back, come back. And then Rose says, Miss Elizabeth, for the love of God, get a hold of yourself. Do you hear me, madam? And then he says, I said it, we came back. I said so. There's no time for this. Quickly, tend to the other boy while I look for James. And then, Dog, of course, got his eyes in trouble, and then she's like very upset about Thomas, but doesn't like blame him for the asshole he is, you know. And then it shows Rose chasing after James, and it shows Dog with the scars on his face, right, and he can't see. And Rose tries to help him, and then Elizabeth undoes her own life because she's completely mad because both of her children had claws, and James is like completely like out of it. And so she says, there laid before me a monster of what species I could not say. At that awful terrible moment of confrontation, nothing seemed real. So, but then she decided that underneath it all was a boy. And again, beautiful artwork. Absolutely beautiful artwork. Okay, then we have Grandpa shows up, who is, like I said, kind of an asshole. And it's all, Mr. Howlett, sir, these gentlemen have come from the local constabulary. They are here on an urgent matter. What? And so, what could be urgent that you roused a man out of this early hour? We'll split it out. And then he tells them it's your son and their family. And so, they're still on the property, James and Rose. And Rose is trying to explain to James what happened because James has amnesia. He can't remember what went on. He's like blocked a lot of it. We still have Dog over here, but now you have Grandpa is interviewing Dog, and Dog is all like, "It was Rose, sir. She had a gun." So he blames Rose for John's death. So now they're looking for Rose. You know, and she goes to her aunt, says, you got to believe me, Auntie Hazel. I swear, I never meant to get involved. It was Mr. Logan what forced me to it. That's not what the police are saying, Rose. They were nosing around down here this afternoon looking for you. They say you're wanted for kidnapping. So you've got this whole thing going on, and he's still had his claws out, and he still can't remember who he is, and he keeps telling him that he's not feeling well. And you remember that the other brother died. His comic released in 2002. The graphic novel came out in 2000. I'm pretty sure 2005. So it's 1 to 6. It says Wolverine the Origin contains material originally published in Wolverine the Origin 1 through 6. This came out in 2005. The other ones came out in 2001 and 2002. So you're pretty close. Okay, so then we have where Grandpa finds them, right, and has decided that that he'll pay for them to leave, but he has no grandson. He said, the last of my line died yesterday, and he pays Rose to take the child away. Because he doesn't want anything, he doesn't want to remember him in no way other. So they get on a train and they leave, and they go to British Columbia, now leaving Alberta. And then there's more stories of her explaining what's going on, but James is still really sick and has a really hard time and stuff. And they meet up with this man named Smitty, who runs this frontier town, I guess. And they get to know him really well. And he says, I don't want your life story, girl. I'm not interested in where you come from or what you're running from. I just need a name for him, that's all. Well, Logan, sir. His name is Logan. So that's how Wolverine ends up with the name Logan, even though that technically is the biosperm donors, the sperm donor's name. So he would have been a Logan anyway. Then we're on part 4, Heaven and Hell. And he still doesn't remember who he is. And you have turmoil going on within town, which causes turmoil for Logan because they're supposed to be working, and they just get further and further in debt. And it says, and he's getting more angry as like he's trying to remember more about his life, but he can't. And it says, she tries to figure out what's going on, but he don't want nothing to do with it. This guy here he's being tortured by people, of course. And then she goes on to writing about how they're stuck here and they don't really want to be here, and she's trying to figure out how she's going to get out of here, how she can get both of them out of here. And it says, hey you, where you going, little buddy? Now listen, kid, I just having some fun before, no hard feelings. I swear on my life it was supposed to be a joke. Tell you what, just to prove it, I ain't lying. I got a present for you. Hungry? You want this? Uh-huh. And then he's like, what are you, crazy? So he's just a nasty man again, picking on a boy. And he's all like, I'll teach you to steal from me, you little runt. I'll kill you. So he sets him up, then he says he stole from him. So that has a reason for beating him up. And then Smitty shows up and says, you're done. That's it. So, and then we have a brief interlude of where Rose is being watched by Logan. And she's like, oh, Lord. Like, she's just, like, realized she might be in a position that's not great. Right? So the suggestion is that Wolverine takes to Jean Grey so much because of Rose. That's what they were how they used this. And then, but he's still very timid because she says, I don't know how you took down that deer, right? But it's a good thing that you did. And then he says, don't say a word to Cookie, he'll kill me. Huh? Oh, that's pretty, honey. I like that. Thank you. Long Roger. Hi, T-minus mom. Long Roger's painting on my character. You can go to Discord and see what that looks like.
Yeah, I'll put some more pictures up later today.
And then she's like, you've changed, James. And then Logan, you're the one that wanted me to change, Rose. Logan, then, I only gave you that name to protect you. You were so frail and scared when we came here. I could hardly have imagined you become some man of the forest, a hunter indeed. It's the way I am now, Rose. Maybe this is who I was supposed to be. Perhaps. You're right. But however did you manage to learn such a thing? I don't know. It's just, an urge. And then he keeps looking at her. And so the thing is that they never quite established the age between Rose and James. I know he's younger, but they don't really ever state clearly what the difference is between them. And so then he's like, she wants to talk to him about what happened to Alberta. He doesn't still want to talk to her because he says he's not that person anymore. And she continues to worry that he's going to become like his father. So she she keeps writing everything up, and it says, I hope you'll consent to read this diary one day, dear James. I won't be able to live with myself until you learn the truth of what happened in Alberta. She's talking about on the Howlett estate. And then, so then more. Now we see where he stands up to the cook, right? Him and Smitty together. And he's still having a problem standing up to him, because it says, I'll learn you proper this time, you little runt. Right? And he wants to fight back, but it's actually Smitty who ends up fighting. He still can't fight back, but Smitty's the one that fights back. And then, which becomes a problem later on. You know, and then it's him running away, and then he goes out and meets a wolf. And then him and the wolf end up basically becoming friends, is how it ends up. So then you have the feast. So some more really beautiful artwork. This is part 5, Revelation. And now he's running out with the wolves more, learning how to hunt and how to be more like the Wolverine that we all are familiar with, right? And in the process, she's reading stuff that kind of contributes to that. But she and Smitty are kind of close. You see? There's Smitty and there's her. And she's like, we dock at, it says, it's beautiful poetry, Smitty. It's a beautiful poem, Smitty. Makes me think of Logan. Where'd it come from? It's by an old English poet named William Blake. I picked it up on my travels back when I was a sailor. And then she's like, it's all your life sounds very exciting. And he says, thanks. And they have the eye look to each other. But then James shows up. And James is like, not really interested. And he's becoming more, he has a look to him that's more like his bio dad. And then Smitty says, I got a job for you. And so he gives him a job. And shows him it's with dynamite. And shows him how to blow things up. Alright, and people are still angry at the big fat man that was being mean to him. And you have this whole story of him learning how to I'm so proud of my cousin. All the men speak so highly of him. If only they knew where he once came from. He's become such a fine young man, a leader by example, so much like his dear father. She's talking about John Howlett at that point. But there's a side of him that remains a mystery. For days he'll lose himself on the mountains. I never inquire, but I'm certain I know where he goes. He goes to be with his other self, the piece of him that's hidden since the last night on the Howlett estate. Right? And so they just so you still have more romance between Smitty and Rose. There's a cave in. Everybody's there trying to dig out, and it says, it don't look so good, Rose. And everybody's trying to get, I ain't losing them any more of my men, you hear me? You already lost them, Smitty. But then all of a sudden they get there, and it's Logan has saved a baby. And everybody's like, oh, he's a hero, it's a miracle. And it says, damnedest thing I ever saw. You don't need me to tell you that was some kind of miracle out there last night, Logan. Matthew Fuller's wife lost her husband in the slide. She wanted me to thank you that she didn't lose her boy as well. And here you go, boy. This is for you. What is it? And it says, more of them old books of mine. It's a manuscript about samurai fighters. So it's just more stuff about, it's a good storytelling, but then it shows him coming and standing up to the person that tormented him, and then he takes him down, right? And then he's like, Rose, I gotta talk to you. You'll never guess what happened. Rose, you in there? And then he sees Rose and Smitty kiss, and he's like, oh, Rose, no. And he starts growling and gets angry, and he's like going to take it out on the wolves, but then he realizes no, because it's not their fault. But then we meet Dog again, who, as I said, does he not look like a Victor Creed? But they say no. What we got going on there, Philly? He was there after the end of the Renaissance and the World's Fair. This period is after the World's Fair. Okay, I'm not sure what that's in reference to. But then we meet Dog, and Dog's with Grandpa. And Grandpa is like, please, it's not much time. My body's gone, and my mind will soon follow. I beg with you all my heart, undo my foolishness. Will you find him? Will you promise to find my grandson, James? I promise, sir. I'll hunt him to the ends of the earth like a dog. So, I mean, and so then we were on the last part here, and you're having Dog hunt him down, and he's all like, I need to find him, it's important. Owes you money, huh? Well, I don't know no Howlett, but you could try the quarry down 2 miles south. There's a fella kind of like you describe him, but calls himself Logan. Came in a few years back with a redhead, and then, of course, he kills the man because he's Dog. And it's Logan, this business has gone on long enough. Aren't you going to tell me what's bothering you? I always thought we'd be together, Rose. I mean, I always hope. Won't you stay with me? I can't. Logan, Smitty, and I are going to be married, but that doesn't mean you and I can't see each other again. You're trying to pursue me or yourself, Rose. Smitty had an offer to go back to the city and work for Bill Dawson down at the shipyards. If we're going to start life together, we have to do it away from this place. You, of all people, understand that. And then he's all like, you can come with us. And he's like, nope. I trusted you, Rose, but I guess Smitty was right after all. The only way to make it in this dump is to look out for yourself. And so that he's trying to set up a way to get his own stuff, and he ends up signing up for a cage match because he knows he can. Now he knows he has the ability to fight. And he wants to sign up for it as well. So everybody's trying to sign up to make money. Which is interesting because we do see Logan doing fights and cage matches. And this is where they show him as well. And it shows her leaving the diary and everything. And then it shows Dog showing up. And then you have Cookie cheating to win. But then he wins, of course. And he allows Smitty to knock him out so that Smitty can win and take the money to go where they need to go. So that's more like a Logan than we all know. Oh, you think that in the ancient world there were people that they knew how to making cyborgs? Well, probably. There's a lot of things that are probably out there. And then here's where Dog and James meet up. Because it's all, hey, Howlett, James Howlett. You stole my name. And then there's Dog. And so they start a fight. And then Smitty says, he took a dive for us, Rose. He got roughed up a little, but I'm sure he's fine now. What? Oh, Lord, you didn't leave him alone, did you? Rose, wait, the train. Forget the train, Smitty. I need to get down there right now. And then he's all, bloody hell. Because even though she loves him, she also loves James. And then, so they're still having a fight. And, you bastard, I remember you. You think I was ever going to... I was ever going to forget you and that drunk weasel of a father of yours? And it says, you killed my father, you monster. I remember now. All these years, I thought it was me. Logan, wait, Rose. And then you see his claws come out. No, Logan, don't. and then he ends up killing her because he turns around. Which there's a lot of that happens in Wolverine's life. Lots and lots of stuff like that where somebody scares him and he turns around and pops his claws and then kills him. And he's like, Rose, James, I should have told you. Rose, no. And then he leaves. Logan, are you out there? Because it has Smitty. I know you're there. I know you can hear me. Please, you got to come back to me, son. I can't do this on my own. It was never true, Logan. I was lying to you. I was lying to myself. I was talking tough. A man shouldn't be alone. It ain't our way. You were right all along. Please, you got to come back and see me through this. I need you. And then says, Logan, what's wrong? Don't you remember your old pal Smitty? And then, so God, we lost her. We lost our precious Rose. Logan. And then back here we have Cookie. Yep, nope. Gold, not bad at all. And then he tosses in the diary. So that the idea there is that Wolverine never finds out anything about himself because Rose's diary was all that was left. And then he goes off into the wild, and that's it. So it's a really great artistically and story-wise, it's awesome. I just didn't agree with some of the things that they did. I would have liked it better if Dog had had more of a brotherly, like if they had a more, even if they weren't brothers when they were kids, later on down the road, hunting him down and having more of a thing. He kind of drops out of the story here. He just, it just drops off with him. Because you have where they fight, right? They're fighting, and then he kind of gets away from that. Because he stabs Rose. So we never see where Dog goes, ever. But the artwork's spectacular in it. And the story's, like I said, it kind of gives you some ideas. Next week, we'll talk about this one, which is Old Man Logan, which is another story on a different Earth, as we all know, not on the same Earth. Okay, so we're going to do Legos now. Let me go get it. Remember what we're working on? We are working on a ship. One piece ship. Oh, you smell lovely. Lovely. You smell lovely. Alrighty. Here we go. We are building our ship. We got lots of little extra shit going on. We are on number 3. So let's open it up. Put these ones up here. These are extras. In case you don't want to stick around for the end part of the art, Roger's mixing paints, that's what you guys are hearing. I'm going to just be coloring up some stuff for that housewarming present that I'm doing, because that will do more painting on Saturdays, more adding to it on Saturdays. So, also tomorrow is Fantasy Friday. And I normally have a set. Yeah, he's shaking paints. Shard the Viking build. It's not a Viking ship. It's a one-piece ship. So on Friday, tomorrow, the stream I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to play a new game that might be, it's a lot like, it's supposed to be like Genshin Impact and some of the other Japanese anime-like stories I play. Called Withering Waves. It was in that free games thing that you shared. So, it's a wanted poster. Which one do we have? Dracula Minhawk, Cancer. I'm gonna put that over there because I don't know what's going on. We will get back to making more journal stuff because I'm going to be building 3 journals at one time. You're a bit hyped by the Lego Falcon Mamillion. I saw that. I don't have the money for it. I have a list of what I want. I've told you guys that. The haunted house is one I want. Uh-oh. Oh, this is the start of it. Alright. I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so this has to be put away till number 9. So let's put that over there. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we need one of these. We need 4 of those. So 1. There's 2. 3. Can you guys hear the music in the background when I don't talk? And can you hear me pretty good? I also am going to get that, I'll share it. It's a how to build anything with Legos. I want to get that book, and it shows me how to make stuff too. You can't hear the music? Okay. Do you want to hear the music? Because the music sometimes is also just for me. I'll turn it up a little bit. How's that? Can you hear music now? Music kind of for me, but it's also for you guys when I'm about to talk as much during this period of time of doing these. This is from Spirit. So it's from that Spirit game. It's called Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions. Lo-Fi Sessions. And they play music while you're just kind of hanging out. Spirit of Games is cool. Yeah. This Lego's over, yeah, it's like 1,000 something parts, I think. It's the biggest one we've done so far. So, yeah. Alright, so there's that. Now the next one. I know you guys said you like seeing this. But I don't really have a whole way to do it, so there you go. Okay, so we need brown 2. There it is. One of those. I just saw that one. This one here. We need one of these. And then we need this one. So this one goes like this, and then that goes right here. And then, oh, I need 2 of these. 2 of those. Here they are. I don't think it matters which way I put them on. So. Okay, there we go. going to try to get Borderlands 4, but I might wait. Okay, so we need that one. We need 4 of the little brown ones. My neck keeps popping again. So here's one. And there's 2. We need 2 of them? 4 of them. 4 of them. So I to fix the issue that was going on with my snowball, I had to go in. My computer, for some reason, was not recognize my snowball as, for whatever reason, all of a sudden, was not recognizing it as an audio input. So I had to completely take it off and then rename it and put it back on. So I don't know. I give up trying to figure out how computers, all by their little lonesome, is able to change stuff. But apparently they are. And then I need 2 of these. It's kind of cool to watch these get developed. Okay, so we need to put 2 of these together. Like this. And this one goes on top of that. And this one goes in front of that. Like that. And then this one. And that one goes there, and then this one goes right here. Oh, I'm missing something. I love it when you realize you're missing something. So this one. Put this one in first. That one goes there. Then these go here. Again, I'm not sure why it has to have such a weird design, but I guess we'll find out. No, same Snowball mic. I just had to rename it for the computer to recognize it, because it wouldn't and OBS wouldn't recognize the old one either. So, and then I plugged it in someplace else, which I put it where my flash drives go. So eventually I'll have to take it out of there, or move the camera or something, because that's where my flash drives go, so I can use them. It's very annoying. It just PC likes to wake up in the morning and decide it's not going to work right. I need 4 of these. They're gray. These ones here. They're not gray. They're olive greeny kind of style. It's annoying. Annoying. I'm telling you. Annoys the hell. Oh yeah. I found 2 of them. There's another one. Where's the other one? Come on! Let me see the color. There it is. Look for the color if you can't look for anything else. Okay, so this one goes here. And then these go right here. Alright. Halloween times. Yep. Halloween times. You got your Halloween decorations up? I gotta help the kids get theirs up. My daughter bought a whole bunch of them for them to do, so. I just dress up. I just wear my cloak and sit out and wear my crow outfit, my crow mask, and give out candy. That's what I do but it's a Friday night. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll go someplace. Blue, or turquoise. We need turquoise.
Okay.
November 1st, we're going day of the, well, November 2nd, we're going to the Lego convention. So that'll be fun. Okay, so this one goes, wait, I needed that one too. This one here. Okay, so this one goes here. Maybe. It does not want to go there. Oh, it goes. And then we've got a blue one. Another weird creamy green color, and then another blue one. Is that right? No, that's not right. What did I do wrong? Oh, I see what I did wrong. Dummy me. Oh, and it's all gonna come off. That's how that works. Making noises over there. Okay. It's gotta go all the way up here. That's what the deal is. All the way up here. Then this one goes here. And then this one goes here. Because they made it look like it all it goes across right, but it doesn't all go across right. So, because you have these two little slips right here. So, that was weird. And that one was weird. Maybe I'm supposed to, okay. Maybe it's supposed to go like that. You know? Don't go like that. Weird, weird, weird. Yeah, it's not gonna go right. How it goes. Alright, and this one will go right here. That one will go right here. I got it to go right. I had to do it differently. I had to pop it in like this. And this one goes here. Okay. There we go. Yep, he's shaking. No, yeah, for the project. Yeah, the one he's been posting on there. The Lord of Change. The God of Change, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so oh look, we have little lemons. It says one. I don't see my top there. My top. Maybe it's that one. Maybe that one. Oh, there it is. It's silver, not white. They showed white, but it's silver. I don't. Where's the other one? This one? It's this one. One. Two of them. And it's that one. I need another barrel looking thing. So this one, this one goes on here. And this one goes on there. And this one goes on here. And this one goes right here. Doesn't matter which way it goes. It goes up like that. And then this goes right here. bastard. Guess it's on there, right? There you go. We know which one's the kitchen, that's for sure. We know what's the kitchen. We can now 3D print mini car models with small motors. It's kind of Legos. Well, I don't know what kind of. Hey, love.
What, my love?
Cuzwall wants to know if it's a 5cc motor that's shaking your.
No.
No. I'm like, I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Okay, so we need.
It's Japanese, and it's made for It's made for mixing paints, enamel paints. So.
Mixing enamel paints, he says. We're gonna need that one. And we're gonna need these two. We're gonna need that one. So there's 2 of those, 1 of these, and 3 of these. And then it's something with the other color. That's 1, 2. 3. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, and then one long one. Your own models, your sculpture? Well, that'll be kind of like. It sounds like it has some power. Well, it shakes it pretty hard, so I'm guessing for how little it is, it's got quite a bit of power. Here.
One more freaking drop boy. Not quick.
Oh, that's not right. Oh, that's right. Okay. It's very confused there. And then, well, that's why it's 2. So this one goes here. This one goes here. This one. Okay, and this one goes where? Right here. There we go. As long as all of that's right, we're good. 2 of those. I think it's this one. 2 of those. Okay, I can't get that to go in. Maybe it goes this way, that's why. Yeah, that's why I can't. Weird. Okay. There you go, there's that. Gotta put a poll in Discord for Halloween stream game options. You could do that because, Walt, you're a moderator in that. We could. There's that Silent Hill. Remember? I was gonna look also. Maybe we'll do Saturday. I'll look at what's on PlayStation 5 that I could play. Yeah, because Friday, if it's a Friday, I just have to give out candy for part of the time, and then we'll stream after that, but it will be a late stream. So we'll see. You were gonna do a poll? Hang on then. I don't know why it's doing that. Hang on. Let's make sure you do have. Oh, maybe you don't. Let's see. It says you're a guardian, so it should. Guardians are allowed to do all kinds of shit. Rules. Guardians. Permissions. I don't know why it won't. You have all the permissions. You're basically an administrator in it. So maybe it just doesn't like the poll. Well, did you have some ideas for what games you wanted? If you DM me them, I could set it up later. But it should allow you. Maybe it's where you're trying to put it. Where were you trying to put it? Interesting. It says will not allow for predictions. It says this channel will not allow for predictions. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Let me talk to Ashenda. What is that under? That's interesting. I'm looking right now. Yeah. Which channel did you put it in? Yeah, so I'm not seeing where that says you can't do that. It's a widget option in mod view. Yeah, but as the administrator, you can go, so you were adding it to the stream. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't have that ability. I don't think I have it set up that my Discord does that on Twitch. If you do it in the Discord, that'd be fine. In Twitch, I'm pretty sure that it's probably has to do with affiliate. Because, well, yeah. So, I'm pretty sure that that's what that means. It's because, let me see. Yeah, I don't see where that's at. Maybe it's under this one. Nope. I don't know where that would be. I don't see it here. Maybe under community? I'll ask Ashenda. I don't know. I don't know where it's at in the stream. I'm thinking it's affiliate program because I'm not seeing it in my... It's not under streaming tools. It's not under channel moderation. Let's see. Auto mode. Oops, automatically hold. Block terms, permitted terms. Chat option. I don't know what's that. So I'll ask Shenda about it, okay? I'll ask Shenda about it. I do new. So I will write her a message to find out about that because I don't know how to do it. Since I don't know how to do it, I can't tell you how to do it. We need 6 of those instead of 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm telling you because, well, if there's a game that you would like, thank you. If there's a game you want me to play, because, well, just get it for me and send it to me and I'll play it. Otherwise, we have to go by the games I have. And I don't do a lot of scary games, so... Oh, it was only 4. It was like 2 plus 2 does not equal to 6. But if you want to know what other people think based on the games I have, that's why I said what we'll do is I will go through on Saturday because I can only paint for an hour and a half, and then I play a game for an hour and a half, or tomorrow, and I'll run through the games I have because I can do a cloud game too. There was that Alice in Wonderland, and I could play it on cloud. I don't have to download it if I do it on the Xbox. This one here. So wait, my knife is doing weird things. That one wants to fit in well, but this one does not. Ah, there we go. But yeah, I'll see if I can figure out why it won't allow. I'm pretty sure it's if it's on Twitch and it won't let you do it, even though you're a mod. I'm pretty sure it's because it's a affiliate thing, not that's cheapo people who aren't affiliate. What does that cost? I'm going to see. You must configure the third part before you go live. Okay. That's it. Would you guys be interested in doing pet shit? We could grow dragons on it, I think. I'll see about that. Maybe we could do something like that. That'd be fun. So there's an extension that's called Dragon Pets by dragonpets.com. Grow adorable creatures with your community. Oh, I added it already. Then I have to go in, right? Fix it. Customize the pet. How do I? Now I've done it. Okay, wait. So I can't figure it. Sorry. Pick a species. Okay, hang on. I'm doing something all of a sudden and I didn't mean to. What would be a good name? You know, the problem here is that I should never push buttons. Cool. Next. Center page. I did that. And then okay. Well, there we go. We'll see what happens. Better. Okay. I'm playing around with something I shouldn't be playing around with. I gotta go back to Twitch. Thank you. I'll close that. I'm done. I need to go out. Thank you. Oh, I didn't do it. I got stuck someplace. I'll be right back. It's just like this. Alright, so we should be done now. And now I can go back to where I was at. Okay, so Roger plays scary games with me? No, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe. I need to check something now. I've never asked him. Well, we're gonna play one called Sworn. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. We're gonna try that one and see how it turns out. Okay, so if you pull out, there's a little square, it says dragon pets on it. You guys can create dragon pets, I think. So you could try. It's about midway up between on the screen. So let me know if it works out for you. So you have to tell me how that works out for you, because I don't watch my channel. I watch, I'm in the Steam Manager when I do stuff. So I can't do it from the Steam Manager, but you can try it. More seen than heard. You're on a tablet? Oh, well. Anyway, so that's what it says. So it's up and running if people want to try it out. I can't do it from here because I don't watch my own channel. I watch my Steam Manager. I don't even know how a chat works on my channel anymore. Let me see. Because it's been so long since I had one. Oh, it works out. I guess I could do that. So yeah, you just hit the click there, the button. You can breed them and have more actions and stuff. What's that? Name unknown. Oh, we need to give it a name. Well, why not Happy? Happy is. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Weird. I'll have to see. I don't know how to get out of this now. Exit. Oh, there we are. Okay, so I don't think it's like that. I don't know how you work it. It says it's on the screen. It's just a little thing that it's on the corner of the screen. If you roll over the screen, it says Dragon Pets. But I don't know if it works for you guys or not. So you have to let me know. I'd have to go. I'm gonna go in here. Let me go on my phone real quick. Okay, so if you're on your phone, it's on the top of the right under the screen, and it's a square screen. Let me see if I can take a picture of it. It's hidden until you roll across it. That's not what I wanted. I have to take a picture of it. So on my phone, if I see chat, that's my grandson how to do it. Where it says chat on my phone, right across from chat is a little thing that says DP, and you click on that, and it will let you go into the dragons. So I don't know. You guys are gonna have to play with it and see how that turns out for you, because it's for me, I have to roll on it to see it. So, oh wait, I can show it right here. Oh, dumb me. Okay, so right here, see right there? That's the sign. And I click on it. So right here, if I click on it, it shows me a dragon, and then I can do whatever I want with the dragon. And if you go here, it has traits, leaderboard, new stuff, battle, fridge to feed it, home, and then feed That's where it's at on the phone. And then I will show you by taking a picture of it. I'll show you a picture by taking a picture of my screen where it's at on my screen. And then I'll show you that photo. So on the screen, it's right there. You just roll you scroll your mouse across it. It just says DP. That's all, and you click on it. That's all I can do for you. I don't have my tablet up and running on Twitch, so I can't see if it's works there too. I guess we'll find out the next time we stream. Alright, I'm going to go back to doing Lego. Okay? I have to go back to Steam Manager though because I can hear myself and listen out. You need to use bits for it? Well, then I will get rid of it if it's a bit thing because it didn't say that it was a bit thing. Feely, if you roll over it, does it tell you need bits too? Because if it does, then we'll get rid of it and it's fine. Or I can play with it and that's fine. Because it's going to cost you guys, that's dumb. Because I can't do bits, so. Alright, well, that was a fun little experiment. Sorry. Okay, let's get back to this. Yeah, if it needs bits, I'm gonna get rid of it. I can't do bits, so it wouldn't matter either way. Okay, we did that part, we're on this part. We need 2 of these. No, I believe you. I totally believe you. It's just, I just thought I'd try it because it came up, but I'll look at both DMs in a little bit, okay? I need 2 of those. I need 2 of these, and then I need 2 of the little ones. Which I don't see. Are they a different color? Oh, they are. This one right here. That was all because I was trying to figure out a way to make the I believe you, 'cause Walt, whatever. Be a pill. Too hard to swallow, a big old fat pill. Like Roger. Alright, let's go back over here. I'm becoming like Roger. Roger's a pill. Picking on me. Picking on me, that's what he's doing. I'm gonna tell on you. I see. This one goes here. Roger.
What?
Because Walt's picking on me.
Oswald, I will come through that connection.
See? He says I don't believe him, and I told him I believed him. I'm a trustworthy person. I like the idea of those things too, but they'll do soon. I don't like paying for shit. Shouldn't have to pay for shit. You don't have to pay for shit on this channel. It's all free. Free fun. See, my man loves me. Though he is handicapped, you could probably just knock his cane down. Watch him crawl towards you. I was thinking about getting Roger some beer for Christmas. He's not supposed to drink it, but I think special would be great. He also likes sake. Could do that, I guess. Okay, we're building one here. This is a builder. This is a builder, so we have to put these 2 together first. Then we need one of these. In which this goes this way, I think. Yep. And then we need that one. What is that? Is that this one? Okay, I'm gonna say that's what that is. And it goes right there. Oh, seems weird, but okay. Put it right there. Then we need one. And one of those. Where's that one going? Oh, what's going on there? I gotta move that, sorry. Is it this one? Or a black one? Oh, it's a black one. Okay, then I don't see that. I see this one. Oh, there it is. So this one. And then one of these. And that goes. Nope, it wouldn't be that one. Is it this one? Must be this one. Yep, it's that one. Okay, so that's what I had to make. And then it goes. And then it's one of these. Put that. This one here. Okay, and then that goes over here. Oh, maybe it's, oh, it's not that one. Sorry, I screwed up. Excuse me. Pretty sure this one goes here. This is this one. She does have a widget. She hasn't played it lately. She hasn't had it. She used to have one. I don't know if she still has it, but she used to have one, yes. And it would put your name on it when it was talking to you. Okay, so that goes right here. There we go. I don't have points. Because I don't have that, remember? I can't do that one either, I don't think. The points one. You could look in my... I'm pretty sure as a mod you can look at my stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can't have if you're not affiliate. Points. You can't do points. You can't... I could do age, though. I just have to get the Steam thing up. I'll get rid of the dragon one, though, if it costs you guys bits. So... Alright, we're done with that one. We're on to our next one here. And I believe you, because, well, we need this one. This one. Is that the right one? 3, 5, 6. Yep. Steam Elements is something I'll play around with in a little bit. I don't know when. Yeah, Nightbot's not awake. Don't go visit him. I gotta figure out what's going on with Nightbot. That one has... I think there's a download I have to do, and I just haven't done it. I'm not all savvy of that stuff. I wish, but I'm not. Oh, I did that wrong. Yes, I did. It goes this way. And this one goes this way. I just have other stuff I'm doing right now. I have to take, after I get some other stuff done, which may be never, so it may never happen, but once I get some other stuff done, then I was going to work on my channel more. But you see how I have to just do certain stuff? Yeah, I don't have Steam Elements up yet. I'm not in Steam Elements. Someday we'll do Steam Elements. Because Walt's trying hard. Someday we'll do Steam Elements. Okay, I need 2 of those. Maybe I'll do it sooner than later. I don't know. I gotta get that other housewarming gift done. And then I'll have a little more time. Maybe next year when I'm done with homeschooling. Okay, how's that one go? Oh, it goes on the bottom. Stream Elements. Yeah, it's like Nightbot or whatever, and then it'll give you notifications when people comes in. That's how you set all that stuff up. What's the other one? Not Restream. Restream's the one I have to play. There was another one that I had that had all my stuff on it, and I discontinued it because they changed from free to you had to pay for it. Same thing with Restream. But there's Stream Elements, and then there's something else. Let me see. Hang on. I'll tell you what it is real quick here. Close that. Have to go down to game. To go to launch. Streamlabs. That was the other one. Streamlabs is what I used to have. And then they did some shady stuff. They came back later and said they no longer were doing the shady stuff, but still, I just never went back. Because then they started charging. Because I had looked at Streamlabs again because they had a way for you to do dual streaming off my tablet. But they charge for it. So I was like, nope, that's not happening. I spend enough money on stuff. I don't need to spend no more. I gotta buy a new mic now. This one's going. I made it work, but it's going. Okay, we have windows now. 1, 2, 3. 3 windows. And 3 of these little guys again. Okay. We must put the windows in the windows thing. Tracks are very easy. Go right in there. And then this one goes on here. Well, Streamlabs used to be free too, and then they've changed a lot of their stuff. It's still free, I could use it, but I figured I'd go to Streamlabs, and I had hooked up to do Streamlabs, and then I was having some other difficulties, so I just thought, well, for a while now, I'm not going to do it. But it is something I'm going to screw around with eventually. Nightbot, on the other hand, is... keeps telling me I have a TikTok, which I don't. If you go to the TikTok thing, it's not there no more, and I've taken it off many times. So, I don't know what's going on with that. But we'll figure it. I'll figure it out someday. It's not at the moment. Oh, they're 4-1. Yeah, that's right. 2 of those, and then 2 of these guys here. Sorry, I moved the thing again. I'm doing something here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ha! There we go. My windows don't want to stay in their little holes. Two of those again. Okay, we got that going on. Oh, that's beautiful, love. Take some pictures.
I will.
I'll have to go up there with my fox. A few things that I have. That's not that one. It's this one. And that's a 2. What's this one? Okay, so it goes like this. And this one goes on this side. See? Okay, there we go. That doesn't want to sit though. iSocials. See, I don't think that comes up either. I do, but that's because they're from Nightbot and Streamlabs. Nightbot has a whole bunch of stuff, but it's not been working, like I said, so I can't make it work. Wish I could, but I can't. And then I just get a headache trying to figure shit out. There should be a podcast coming soon. I haven't heard from Ashenda, but if her internet's down, that's going to be the thing. I haven't seen in her I'll get there, Discord. Then I need 2 of these. Two of those. Let's see how that goes. So you take this one and you put it on that one. Just like that. Yep. Then you put it on that one. No, that doesn't seem right. I put it on the wrong one, did I? I guess this one goes this way. Nope, that doesn't go that way. It would go this way, but it's not going that way. So I'm confused. I got the wrong ones again, I think. Are they this one then? No, I thought it was the curvy ones. I'm having a problem here. Ow! Might give it back to me. Can't keep it. Alright, I don't... It's not these. Or maybe it is. It's not those, though. It might be these ones. Did I go this way then? No. Nope, that's not it either. I'm confused. Oh, I'm putting it on the wrong way. That's why I'm confused. Okay. I was right the first time. This is the back of the ship, I realize now. Oh, no problem. This way. Yep. Okay. I figured it out. It's the bottom of the ship. Not that part. Not that part. This one. I got it going on. Yeah, it's called... We've decided to call it Goddess Gamers. And that's what it's going to be about. Well, it's going to be about a lot of things, but the first couple ones are going to be about disability and gamers. And stuff that... How we come about to being gamers as women in a field that's not particularly fond of it. Okay, so then this one goes this way. Okay, well, here comes the big... Can we make it work? Ah, there we did. Because it goes down. No? Oh, sure it goes down. Okay, what happened here? Nope. Oh, you bastard. So it doesn't go down? It just sits like that. Well, that's weird. It just sits like that. Felt like it would have done better if it had a hatch that dropped. But nope, it don't have a hatch drop. It's supposed to go up underneath it, of course, better, but it doesn't. So I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, wait, okay. So I'm very confused. I'm missing something. Let's go back. Apparently I didn't build the other one I was supposed to build. But it didn't tell me to do that. So is that 2? Yes, I was supposed to build 2 of them. Okay, so these 2 here. It didn't say ×2. That's what it usually tells me. Stupid thing. So that. Because that's what goes on this side too. Like that one, that one. And this one. Right there. Black one goes right there. Okay. This one. Right there. Yep. Is that right? I feel like that's not right. I screwed up. be right either. It has to be right there. Okay, I'm having some difficulties here. Maybe this one goes on this side. Then that goes this way. This one goes here. No, because I'm not, still not, right? Oh, there it goes. I was like, it's not right. Okay, then there's that. Then we need this one. Which one is that one? That one? Yeah. This one. This one. This one goes right here. Alright. Okay, so where did it go? Why is it not going on there? It's supposed to go right. Okay. So like that, and this one goes on top of it. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I don't. Something's loose in here. Oh, okay, so why is. But it won't go if I do it this other way. So what am I. Okay. It says yay, nay, it doesn't go that way. Messing up all over the place on just this one. I made it together the other way. Okay. Alright, so we have this one goes here. Don't understand why it's not working. What goes there? This one goes here. What it says. It says this one goes here. And this one goes there. Okay. But it doesn't look right. I'm missing something. What am I missing? I don't understand what I'm missing here. I'm missing something. Oh, I see. No, I get it now. I get it. This goes on here like that. Like it did. And then this goes on first. Okay, then this goes on. It's not going now. Give me it. I'm having some difficulties. I don't know why, but I am. Because I didn't have problems with the first time I did this one. Okay, that's going the wrong way. That's one reason. Okay, there we go. And then this one goes on here, right? Nope. It's not that one, it's this one. Which I knew, because that's what I said last time. Haha. Oh man, there goes the... Alright. Books are too big, I'm telling you, books are too big. Okay, so I got it in now. It's fine. I got it all fixed up now. It's working. Okay. We need 3 of the little guys. Let's see, we have them. 1, 2, 3. One of these. This one. This one. That one. And this one. Making these extra. We're gonna go again with this. We're gonna go with this one. We're making the rudder. No one goes there. 2. And this one. And this one. And 3 of these. I have to get back to watching my One Piece again. So, good thing about One Piece, it's one of those that you can kind of walk away from and come back to. Alright, I'm gonna open box number 4 only because I need to get Sanji out for him. There's your rudder. See? There we go. Beep, beep, beep. It moves. See it? Oh. As it flies through the water. Okay, now we're going to get number 4. I'm not doing number 4 today. I'm just getting out the little guy, Sanji, out so he can put him together. He got Zoro. He got him all figured out, so that's good. No, we're on number 4 and it goes to 10, so we have 6 bags left. 6 bags left, so 6 more weeks of Legos. 6 more weeks of Legos. He's in here, Sanji. Okay, there's his body. Okay, his body's in there, but the rest of him's not. His legs. Must be in this other stuff. I try not to take them apart too soon because, well, if something happens, then I lose pieces. This looks like a big bunch of build going on here. Oh, there's his hair. There's his head. Is that all we have, Sanji? We're looking for feet. And of course, they're not in this bag too. I have to open one more bag to find his feet. Nope, there they are. See. So he can put him with his other dude. His other dude. Where'd his head go? He went rolling away. See, there he is. Pretty sure that's Sanji. The cook. Okay, so now we're going to do some coloring. I have to put this away though. This looks more like a ship now. I bet you we're going to work on the front. Let's see. Nope, we're still working on the inside of it. Hey, love.
Yes, my love.
Here's Sanji, I'm pretty sure.
Give me 1 second.
I don't think he comes with any...
No, he shouldn't come with anything special. It's
Just
Sanji.
just himself. I'll bring them to you. I've got to move this thing. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna color up some stuff for a little bit. Well, yeah, no. So we're almost. I'll do some more, but
Yep.
which is interesting because you would have thought they would have had what's his name that I don't like. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna show you what I made for that. I colored it up differently than what I got here, but so I made these. These are little sloths, and then I colored them up, and I'm putting them on the thing because sloths are one of their favorite animals. But I wanted to put some. I was gonna do some roses. I thought I might do some black roses. Purple's probably gonna be a better choice though. We're gonna try the. If I don't like this though, I'm gonna try different. Okay, so here's a purple. This is one of the softer ones. That might work too. No, it's a red for sure. Looks like a pink. Nope, that's close to that. It's a purple. Okay, I'm gonna see how I like that. We're gonna do it on this one. If I like the oil pastels, we'll stick with them. Otherwise, I'm gonna pull out the gels. Because I do like the gels. Okay, so I'm gonna do. This is my set color. Kind of a pinky color. Because I'm just trying to get the feel of, I want paper towels, so I do have cloth. I'll put that cloth. I do have cloth, I swear. That's not it. Okay. Just pull some of that out. There it is. That wipes it off, so I don't know if I like that. Though it does give it a hint, so maybe. I could do that with my fingers, though. Wait, where'd it go? Sorry, show my face in there. So if I did. Oh, I have tissue paper. I just didn't have a paper towel with me. I'm hungry again today. Where did I put my paper? No, not that one. How Problem is I got glasses on and I can't see very well with the glasses when I'm not reading. So I can't tell where things are. There they are. Oh, I have not gel paints, they're gel crayons. And then I have, these are oil pastels I'm playing around with because I don't know that much about oil pastels. I think I tried them once in high school. They're not very good, some of them either, these oil pastels. So, I mean, tinted it, but not enough. And it might be because it's on a, so I think what's going on here is the oil will not asphyxiate itself to the magazine paper, which is very brittle old magazine paper. So let's pull out the gel plates, gel pens, and do that instead, because that's not giving me what I want. I'm getting a weird yellowy brown out of that. And the funny thing was, I went and bought me oil pastels when in reality I already have a ton of them here. Not as my own, but... Okay, so purple is what we want. Purple, purple, purple. There's a purple. It's a dark purple. Here's a purple. Here's another purple. Oh, this one is. Looks like a purple too. Is that a purple? Let's try it. It is, but it's really dark. So, it's almost black. It doesn't tell me. It does tell me. I just have to find it. This is black hole. So that's a black for sure. Not the color we want. I mean, those are purple. Oh, here's another purple. Here's another purple. Metallic grape. That might be nice. Let's try that one. They usually do really well on these. But it's a really old magazine, so that could be part of the problem. No, it's not sticking at all. Weird. The other one stuck really well. The one I made for myself. I mean, it's kind of purplish. It's not. It's just not really purplish. It's not really purplish. I'll try pins in a minute. See if I like those better. Well, kind of. Not really. I mean, it probably will look more purplish. So that one did really well. Let's try this one. Didn't sit now. Maybe there's too much wax on the paper. It'll blend well. Well, sometimes. Some people are very talented in blending. There's a whole YouTube channel I see all the time that shows you how to blend and make paints, and I'm like, I wish I was that good at it. I feel like though, when this rolls over it, it's very waxy. So maybe that's the problem with the paper. So nothing's sticking on it. I don't want to give up though. So, I mean, it's kind of a blue, it's kind of a purple tinge. Let's try something else. Well, I'm going to finish this one out, and then we'll cut it out and see what it looks like. Maybe it'll look better once I cut it out, because it's got black all around it, so. We're going to do the dark spots this. Because it's very slick. And then, I don't know what's the difference with which ones. There's that one. I feel like that one's darker. But maybe not. They look very similar. I don't think they're the same. Well, they are, so. I won't blend it. I'll just see what happens here. Or maybe I'll just blend the whole thing over it and see what happens. That might work. Well, I was very excited because I did one on my own with my other roses, and they turned out so nice. These are not turning out as nice. That happens sometimes. I really would like a lighter purple here. Just put all the color on in one whack and see what happens. Just because I color them though doesn't mean I have to use them. Put them away for something else. Well, let's see what happens when I do that. Then I'm going to cut it out and see what it looks like. No, I'll just use scissors. My little scissors. We'll try it. Oh, it's two. Well, that's kind of a little better. Down there. Because remember, it will be sitting on a black paper, black and purple paper. So it may or may not turn out the way I want it to. Where's my little scissors? Actually, I don't think I need those. I can use these ones. But I'm gonna also try some I can't use cutting tools really well. I have a hard time with how the pressure. I don't know why, I just do. And so I either cut through 3 layers of something or no layers. But I wanted to show how you could just take pictures like off of calendars and stuff. I can make a copy of this though, so hang on, I'll show you too. I could do this. You could, if you have a printer, you could always just make a copy of it on a black and white and put it on a different piece of paper, and sometimes that'll help. So I mean, it's got a purple tinge to it. So there's one. We'll put that aside for now. I'm gonna try with my paint, my brush, my pens. Let's try this one. And wants to stay tight. If it was me, I'd just paint roses all day. Roses, unicorns, roses. Could be also the picture. Some pictures are just not good colored. Let's try this color. Could try crayons too. I don't know if I'll use them. They're kind of big. But I got a lot of little spiders I could put on them. Not thinking I like that much. Not thinking I like it much. Not that one, this one. I like that one better, I think. You know, it turned out funky. Meow. Try crayons. Okay, I'm gonna try crayons. Okay, these I have set in colors. So greens. These are browns. I think these are blues. I might have purples in the blues. Nope, this is purple. Okay, so let's try this. 'Cause I'm not getting what I want out of my different things. So I'm gonna make a color palette though. Let's see what I got. There's this one. I separated my crayons because it's easier for me to then go through and look at them how I might want to use them. Okay, so there's this one. Yeah, so let's go that way so I know where my palette's going. Those two are kind of nice. This is a really light one. I don't think I want that light of one. That's also really light. I think these three are probably the colors I'd want. These two right here for sure. So I gotta just figure out what color I want to go with that. Oh, that's more of a red. So it's that. This one. That's a bluey. That's more blue. Definitely want more purple. Blue. That's a blue too. More blue. Oh, that one might do it. Okay, so let's try these three. Sharpen crayons provide full color. Warhammer lore is never ending. I don't know that about sharpened crayons, but if you say so. Okay, let's see what colors we got. We got this color here. They're very similar. So if I put that darker color in the middle, that would probably work. Okay. I'm thinking it's the paper though. Yeah, it's very gritty. It's very gritty paper. which is interesting because it feels like it wouldn't be gritty, but look at it. So it's breaking apart the color, see that? And I can just scrape the color off. I don't know if it's just an age thing or what, so that's not gonna work either. Okay. Interesting. I'm very perplexed. Very perplexed here. This paper is different, I think. I don't know, it feels about the same. This one's heavier. Huh. Okay, that didn't work for me either. Got one last thing to try, and then, well, I could probably have two things I could try. I could probably watercolor it, but I'm not really Let's try this. And then I'm going to say no, and I'll to use something different. We won't color this. Ooh, that doesn't even show up. Look at that. If I press really hard, it does. But that's more, now it looks more pinkish. I think because the darkness of the paper. Well, the pencils work out the best, which kind of sucks because I don't really want to do pencils. Not that light. I don't really want them that light. Let's try that one. So, I'm thinking that certain older paper just doesn't work very well. Not like how I was thinking I wanted it to work. I definitely need darker colors. I could use that in my journal. But I don't think I could use that. So my go-to bag, that might, no, it's just my, these are all my colored pencils. I just put a bunch of stuff, I consolidated quite a few of my art supplies. So I would have better accessibility of them. Okay, well, that was all fun and dandy. I don't want to. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, I got this one though, so if I did want to use it, it's very big though, so I don't think I will use it. I'm going to do some different coloring now. That didn't turn out well. I'm not coloring those either. Which is so odd because I used them on that other one, but I did need to put these done so I can get them in. Some of these are stickers though. This is not a sticker. Not worried about going over the edges because I'm going to cut it. You can mix your medias though up. Always. You can always use something different for different things. Like, because that's so tiny, I'm going to pull out a different pin for the inside of that. What do I have? I have some really cool metallic pins though. Let's try those. Let's try those. I have bags of all kinds of stuff. And most people can color with coloring book pages. So you can, if you're good at drawing, just draw yourself your coloring book pages. You can print them on copiers. Most, unless you have a really old printer, but you could take a picture of it and then pull it through something like GIMP. My snake's eyeballs weird. I haven't found my pasta pens either. Not those. Move that because I'm gonna add it back in. Back in. Look at that, I put it back in. Yay. I'm finished with this one. If it was a journal page I was making, I wouldn't color it. I would leave it for them to color. But because it's not a journal page per se, it's a journal page on a canvas, I'm coloring it up. Which I always tell people is fun if you look at it and say, well, I would think I would have done that differently. Well, then that's where you need to do it differently. You need to pull it out, get your crayons, take pictures. This came out of a book. I like coloring, but coloring gives me anxiety too. Because once you color something, unless you made a picture of it or copied it, that's it. That's the end. I don't know. I don't. Love, do you want a 3D printer? If you could afford it?
Maybe.
Maybe. Because Walt wants to know if we're getting one soon.
The only reason I say maybe is because there's some really kick-ass third-party orcs that you can print out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't use them in official tournaments or anything like that, but like I'm ever going to play in an official tournament.
But
I just want a badass looking orc army.
try to get you to play in a tournament. Official or otherwise. I don't know what I would use a 3D printer for. Maybe making those cute little animals you can make. Like the dragons and whatnot. But other people make them, so... There is this guy that... there was this channel I was watching where you could order from him and he would download prints for you to make the same characters he made. You have to pay for them, but that's kind of cool. I still have to work on using my Cricut, so I've only made like 2 things on it. So I need to learn to make more things on it. Okay, so we need eyeballs. Eyeballs! Let's make that eyeball. I don't need the little happy face he put in there. I don't think snakes. You can see Roger 3D printing a legion of orcs. Probably. It's probably what you would do. Yes. I would just probably make weird critters that I put up on my... Hey. A little color work is so good. This is what I'll do with that one. A different purple. I have lots of purples, but this one, this is more of a periwinkle blue, but I could probably get away with it. Oh no, that is, oh yeah, that is pretty blue, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna commit to it. Fine. That's not the color I wanted. Didn't want to color that. So there you go. And I'll put this in here. So there we go with that. What color do we want to use? Not that color. What color do we want to do? These are kind of similar colors, actually. That's alright. I don't care. I don't care. That worked out right. That's a different purple. That was pink. It's pink. Pink, pink, pink. Pink, pink, pink. I have more pins too. Do not fret. Do not worry, because I do have more pins. I wonder if I could put this over that. And it would turn it purple. Let's see. More purple. Oh, more red, but that's alright. Put a blue on it a minute, see what happens. Try and change that more purpley. Boo boo boo, I saw you earlier. There we go. Aha. So Still bluey, but not as bluey. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut that one out. This came out of a coloring book, so it's considered fair use. Cutting. I realized you couldn't see the cutting stage. I don't know if you needed to see it, but I don't know if I'll use this either. I just like to color them up so that I can go back through at some later date, and I'm going to throw them out there and I'll see. And if I don't use them then, I'll use them another time. There's that one. Turned out kind of nice. I can cover that up. No, they're not precise. I have little scissors for precise cut. Tiny, tiny scissors do I have. Nope. I cannot. I have cutters for that too if I really wanted to use them. I would figure that you, Caswalt, could probably use a cutter. There you go. Sure you are. Probably really good at. There's lots of different types of art stuff. You just have to try. I'm not very good at a lot of stuff, but I just try. Try. Okay, so then I got some mushrooms. I wasn't gonna color. I was thinking I'm gonna color those too, but these are stickers, so I have to decide. I have butterflies. These are also stickers, but I want to stay with the color thing. So silvers. Sometimes the best art in the world is just being able to put art together. It's not really being great at using the equipment. It's not really great at coloring. It's a little bit of just being just good enough with all of it and then being able to put it together well. And enjoying yourself. I'm going to tell you that's probably the most important part. Got to enjoy yourself. another color in there. Let's see if we can find another purple. I have quite a few different purples for it. Purple is the pink though. Nope, don't want to use that pink. Purple, purple, purple. There's a blue. It's a dark purple. I think what I do with this though is I would put a wash over it anyway because I want that purple to come out. I want to be able to cut it off. Just leave it like that. Let me see. So that I don't have to fussy cut it, I could just pull it off its sticker here and it will be fine. Ten. Silver. For sure I don't have a fine tip silver. Which would be great if I did, but I don't think so because silver is hard. It's a hard color to make. I have a solid silver, but I don't have a. Okay. Pretty sure it's not. I don't have. Oh, maybe there I do. Because that's a double set that I got. Ooh. Choo choo choo. And I'm changing the butterfly. It does not like that. Did I put that purple? That was blue. Okay, there we go. Then we'll take this again. Let's see where that's at. There it is. There it is. I'm looking for where the sticker part is so I can pull it off later. See? That's pretty. That silver there is pretty. Alrighty. I'm gonna call it quits here. I will be back tomorrow around 3, 4 o'clock. I'm going to play Withering Waves. Let me see how that turns out. That's another fantasy kind of thing I'm pretty sure we could do. I know, lots of games, but I'm like that. I pick out lots and lots of games. I'll probably color these next week if I don't get them colored by myself. Anyway, let's see who can raid. Let's raid somebody. I haven't raided anybody for about a week. Probably one more dab. I'm pretty sure it's playing right now. Oh no, let's go see Unkempt. Unkempt is being a drug dealer. Love that. I get it if you guys don't want to watch him, but it's fine. Okay, catch y'all on the flip side. I will see you guys tomorrow if you have time. Otherwise, have a great rest of the week. Happy Friday Eve, cuz Walt.